Good morning!
What up?
Max took forever to put the drone up, and I was like, baby, I want to tag.
What you want to talk about, honey?
So there's a lot of hustle and bustle this morning.
Yeah.
We're hearing sirens. Hope everybody's okay in that ambulance. Cars all over the place. I'm like, what time is it? Why is everyone awake? But I guess it is like almost 9 a.m., right?
Yeah.
So of course people are gonna be awake. Hey, before I go into what I was thinking, what should we call our little drone? He should have a name.
Call him, I don't know.
He looks like a...
Jerome. Jerome. Jerome the drone. His name is Jerome.
I was gonna say Pedro, but
Okay.
we'll call him Jerome Pedro. Okay?
Yeah.
Jerome the drone.
Jerome the drone.
Okay. You and I love going to the movies.
Yeah.
We so this is like spoilers. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
For Mickey 17,
For
spoilers.
Mickey 17. Babe, I really love the movie.
Yeah?
I can't get over the character. Like, I absolutely love Mickey. Specifically Mickey 17.
Mm-hmm.
Because, oh my God, I don't know. He is just so sweet and caring and has a kind heart.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit naive.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little bit of innocence, but then not innocent.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time. And oh my gosh, I just felt so heartbroken for him. And like his
situation.
His situation,
Yeah.
yeah. Like first of all, having to like deal with like recurrent death and like keeping that as a memory.
Yeah. So in the movie, his job is to die. So like
Literally, that's his like only like reason for living.
purpose, yeah. They print him out, but he keeps his same thoughts and memories from before.
Yep.
So they just keep printing him every time he dies. So that's the movie.
And I think, okay, so it was like trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma, because when they uploaded him, he then remembered like all of his past memories.
His previous deaths.
His, like,
everything.
yeah, his previous like traumas.
Yeah.
That maybe like as a human, what we naturally do to like survive and to like cope is to kind of like bury them in us.
Yeah.
And they got all brought to light for him.
But then he doesn't have to cope though, because he's gonna come back. He's kind of immortal, actually.
No, he does. He does have to cope. I think like at the point where he becomes like Mickey 17, like he's like, oh well, you know, like what can I do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna die. But I'm saying like when he first got uploaded, that his memories of like his mother passing and other memories that he was probably suppressing came back, right?
Yeah.
So I think that every time that he comes back, like all those memories like flood back into his mind, like of the past death and stuff.
Yeah.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but Robert Pattinson,
yeah.
Pattinson or Patterson, I'm not really sure, like, but he's an incredible actor.
Yeah.
He had to play 2 different roles, like, and it just completely like, I'm in awe of actors that can completely switch their like body language. Like if you remember, Mickey 18, he even looked bigger. Woo!
All right.
Jerome went rogue. I forgot my thought process.
You're always been impressed by actors that can.
Oh yeah, because okay, so obviously Mickey is played by Robert, right?
Yeah.
So any form of Mickey that he is the actor Robert. but you see mainly 18 and 17, right?
Yeah.
And even 18 for me, he felt like bigger, like more like stockier, and like, but that was like his personality, right?
Yeah.
Like he was like the killer, like the
He was aggressive.
Yeah, he was aggressive. I mean, rightfully so. Like I think he was coming into like his understanding of like, oh shit, like I'm literally just being used and abused. I mean, they were running medical tests on him. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And what was his partner's name? Nasha?
Nasha or something like that, yeah.
I think it was Nasha.
Yeah.
I don't think it was Tasha. I think it was Nasha.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, babe. When she put the suit on and went into that tank with him,
Yeah.
and like held him as he was like dying,
Yeah.
I was just thinking like, man, I would totally do that for Max, you know?
Yeah.
And then I would totally like want to cut someone's head off, and like she was very much like
Down for her man.
yeah, and like very much like passionate about him.
Mhm.
So I really appreciated that in her character.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, I love the movie. I can't stop thinking about it because I think it's just like a fun movie. Like there's obviously what's the word? Like correlations to like real life, right?
Uh-huh.
Science, politics, history, what we do as humans, like how reckless we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the aliens, oh my gosh, the roly-poly aliens are so cute.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what was so heartwarming to me? That he was like the mama, or like the queen bee or queen roly-poly alien.
Uh-huh.
She was like, I could easily like extinguish y'all. And they do like this scream thing, right? But then if you go to the end where they like make peace and everything, right? The little baby does it and like burps. And Mickey was like, oh, even aliens like bluff, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so cute.
That was a good movie. I mean, well,
you didn't
for me,
like
for me, it was corny, but like it had
But it
moments.
wasn't corny. It was
Well,
not corny.
For me,
No, remember we came up with the word quirky.
quirky, yeah.
Because corny is like being like lame. But it wasn't lame.
It was a little quirky for my taste.
I just absolutely loved it.
But it does bring like a lot of existential questions. Like, what happens? Like, would you accept and love my duplicate or a clone of me? Because like Mickey 17 and 18 were two completely different people, but the same vessel. So, but in the same core memories, you know? It's just different outlooks on the same. That's crazy too. It's like different outcomes of the same experiences. Because it was the same
Right.
body, same thoughts and memories, but two different people.
Right.
Like, would you still love me like Nasha did 18?
Well, here's the thing that I like even want to take it like a whole step like backwards, right? Is that Nasha, and I think her name is Nasha.
Yeah.
We could be wrong. Nasha, like she fell in love with like the original Mickey, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how she was able, I mean, and it doesn't show that part in the movie, right? Where the original Mickey dies. He dies. They all die. You know, like, and he gets reprinted. Like, does she mourn that? And I think she does, because if you see her when she got so upset when he was in that like little tube dying,
Yeah.
she was holding him and she was crying, even though she knew
He was gonna
he
come
was
back.
gonna be reprinted.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. To ask me that question is very difficult because we're about to celebrate our 16-year anniversary, right?
Yeah.
Like you, Max, right now, even if it was exactly the same, like clone, we're talking about clones, right? It's not the same to me because it's a different body. It's a different, like everything's different.
It's a different mind.
Well, it's supposedly the same mind, but
like it's a different outlook on the same mind.
Yeah, and if you see like Mickey 17 and 18, they're so different.
Yeah.
So that also poses a question, right? Like the movie is like in your face showing you two people that are clones, supposed to be exact replicas, but they're not. They're absolutely not. So like then the argument is like, is a clone really the same? It's not the same person.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
Because you can clone the same body, but it won't have the same mentality, the same, outlook on life.
And I think that happens to us as people, right? Like I'm the same Janie every single day, but depending on how I wake up in the morning or what happens throughout the day, there's different pieces of my personality that come to light, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the same with like Mickey. Mickey 18 was just like fed up. Like he's like, I'm done with dying.
Yeah.
I'm done with the BS. Like,
I also think that, come this way, there we go. I don't want it to go over there. I also think that relates to parenting too. Cause like, your kids are little clones of you, kind of. And you trying to give it the best of you from your experiences and from your mindset and outcome of how you lived your life and how your life became about, right? And your kids can completely have a different outlook and different outcome, way different than what you wanted or intended.
yeah.
So, I don't know why, but like that made me think of parenthood.
Well, and to kind of like piggyback off of what you're saying, since we're talking about parenting, I think over the span of like 19 years, because we try to give our daughter like the best of us, I think that it's so important for parents to acknowledge when they just can't.
Mm-hmm.
Like acknowledge when they do have the bad days or when they are feeling like frustrated, overwhelmed, sad with life. Like it's okay to acknowledge that because sometimes we act differently.
Mm-hmm.
I think most parents, if not, I guess I should say, good, loving, and caring parents always want to give the best, right?
Yeah.
But we're also not perfect. But I think that goes with like Mickey. That's why I was saying like he's completely different. And then the question of like cloning, like in the movie, they were treating him like he wasn't even a person. Yeah.
They would tell him to do stuff that they knew was dangerous, but because he can come back, he was expendable. That's actually the word, expendable. That's what they called him. And that's how they treated him.
And that's so sad.
Like they got to a new planet and they're like, can you breathe all the air as much as you possibly can so we can see if there's any like toxins in the earth, in the atmosphere?
Like a virus.
He was like, trying to breathe all the air in.
And then it shows him like then vomiting up blood.
Yeah.
And he went through that a few times, right? For them to find a vaccine for kind of like what happened with like COVID and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they were just doing my boy Mickey dirty.
So then I think that posed like a question for Max and I, right, babe?
What's that?
You were kind of like asking me like, we went into like the topic of like, are clones human? Are robots human? AI, like that sort of like topic.
Yeah.
And it's funny to me, my personality, I gave our drone a name. Jerome, Pedro, you know? Like for me, every Mickey's death would have been like a tragedy. And I would have like thanked him endlessly for his sacrifice. I don't think people in the movie realize like this man is sacrificing. Like they just thought, oh, he can be reprinted again. It's like no big deal. But it's a huge deal.
Is it though? That's the thing.
It is.
For example, we just switched out Jerome's battery. Like, why aren't we sad for Jerome's battery sacrifice? Because that's kind of the same thing.
No, because that's a component of Jerome, right? Like, in order for Jerome to stay alive, like, I'm speaking like, you know, right now he's alive because he's helping us like film this conversation and this walk that we're having together as a couple.
Yeah.
But the battery is a component, so we take care of those components. Why do you carefully store them? Why do we recharge them? So he can be okay, Jerome, right? In that sense, you're saying you're taking humanity as death. Like it's still a death. And like with death comes like grieving, like steps.
So thank you for your battery sacrifice, Jerome. As we proceed, go ahead, babe.
No, so I think for me, it's important I guess it's important for me, but I also feel like it's important for us as like a people to keep our humanity. If we start shedding away at that, that's why there's people who believe, oh, like let's extinguish a whole species of other living beings just because. Like in the movie, you know, the president or the commander, I think that's what they were calling him, he just wanted to kill all the roly-poly aliens, and they're so cute. They did nothing. They did nothing but exist.
Yeah.
I think if we like strip away that humanity, it's like, what are we doing? What are we becoming? So I think, I don't know, I feel like every Mickey's death was a tragedy, and I felt in that moment like, you know, I very much immerse myself in movies, you know this.
Yeah. Like
movie shows, I almost sometimes like feel like I'm in the movie, like as one of the characters. I feel like I would go up to Mickey and be like, Mickey, thank you so much for your sacrifice. But nobody treated him like that other than Nasha. Like she was very protective of him and like cared about him and I guess appreciated what he was doing.
She loved him.
She loved him. Yeah, she absolutely loved him. And even Mickey himself said, and it like warmed my heart. She's like, she's loved every one of me. Oh, it was such a beautiful movie, man.
But that also correlates with like relationships. Like sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad, sometimes you're moody, sometimes you're fun, you know? Like every version of Mickey could translate to like every version of your partner, whatever your partner shows up that day.
Yeah.
And you just love every version of your partner because that's what love is. Well, to me, you know?
Absolutely.
That movie, if you really like sit down to think about it, it correlates to life a lot, just in different instances.
If you sit down or if you go for a walk and talk to your partner about it.
Yeah.
Because we walked out of the movie, and Max was like, it was okay. And I'm like, did you watch the same movie that I watched? Because this movie was absolutely amazing.
It's just, it's easy to apply it to life. That's true.
Yeah, and it had such a beautiful message, and the acting was amazing. I mean, maybe not everybody will share this, but that's how I felt. Like I just love Mickey. I love the character. I love the storyline. Like I just thought it was so great. Babe, we might need to stop it for this bike. No, I feel like definitely go give this movie a watch. I didn't intend for this to be a Mickey 17 talk.
Review?
Review. No, I didn't. We had no idea what we were going to talk about. I just, brought it up, but it was an amazing movie. And if you haven't,
it was an alright movie. It was okay.
I thought it was amazing. I thought it was really, really good. You're right. I wouldn't give it like a 10, like best movie of all time, but I would give it like a higher rating. But also, I'm very easy to please in movies, and I get entertained. I get immersed in movies. So I just love the character. I love the aliens. I love the storyline. I thought it just all was really well put together. If you have a chance to go watch it, I definitely recommend. If you have an Alamo Drafthouse near you, I would definitely recommend that movie theater. Max and I signed up for a subscription, a monthly.
Unlimited movies for
unlimited
40 bucks.
Movies. You do pay like your tax, I guess.
Yeah.
So Max and I love going to the movie theater, so definitely recommend that. Thanks for hanging out with us.
And I just thought of our topic for our next walk and talk, because Jenny and I always have this discussion. Should robots be treated as humans amongst us? Or how should we treat robots? Is it bad? Damn, it's windy. Jerome is struggling. Good job, Jerome.
You're good.
Yeah, let me go ahead and stop it here because Jerome is struggling.